Yo, what's up? It's Marc from MTV here at Menace meets Detroit. We're here with Anthony. Can I get a rundown?
I'm the Urban Philosopher. If you don't know me, it's your fault. You should know me. I'm reporting live here with my boy Marcus, man.
Hey, sweet man. It's good to have you on board. Here at Menace Media Band, we all about future and innovation in Detroit, and you got a very dynamic story.
I made a conscious effort to mature, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because you think about being in prison, like people run into me and they're like, "Oh man, what's up with this dude?" It's like, where did he come from? Did he come out of like a capsule? But the thing is, I got in there and I saw early on that guys could lose their life, and then not necessarily physically, but mentally for real. You can go in prison at 17 or 18, and if you don't mentally develop or make the conscious effort to develop, you can be 40 and 20. That makes sense?
Yeah. Because everyone, that maturity level, 100%.
And I got to give a shout out to Ayanna Van Zant because I was reading the book she had, and she was talking about men and how men develop. She said women, they have a certain responsibility. Men have a responsibility. We have physical responsibilities, right? What you can call doers. You're supposed to take out the garbage. You're supposed to do all the dirty jobs, clean the trash. You're supposed to protect. All these things are doing aspects. They never tell you how to be a man. So I sat in prison like, damn, they never told me how to be a man. They tell me I got to protect, I got to provide, I got to do all this stuff, but I don't have to, be one. How do I be a man? What do I need to do? So I need to find out who I am. That's what I thought about. So I really broke myself down. I was like 23 or 24 when I came with this idea of saying, breaking myself down every year. So before my birthday, which is April 26th, from the 19th to the 26th, I do what I call a 7-day theory. And I kind of like, I'm gonna talk less and I'm gonna listen more to whoever I communicate with, whatever I'm doing, so I can pay attention if I really elevate it to the next year. How can I say I'm 25, I didn't analyze 24 to be worth the graduation? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I turned 30. How can I say I'm 30 if I haven't watched what I did my whole year of 29, what arguments I got in, really being objective to look at me, really peeling the layers down.
Yeah.
Like even if I said something to you that was foul, I gotta go, why did I say that? What moment was I in right then and there that I said that to this person that was supposed to be my friend? How did I feel threatened? Or even when it go down to girls, why did I feel I needed to date that particular chick at that time? What was wrong with me? Did I feel I needed her? You got to really break you down in order to know where you're going. You have to really say, okay, in order to say I graduated to this next level, I'm 27 now. Am I really 27? What level does a 27-year-old think on?
Yeah.
What was I doing at 24? Am I still doing shit I was doing when I was 22? Am I paying attention to it?
Analyzing.
You got to do it. You only got one life, man. That's like, and I say that all the time, even to my cousin Montana, because when I got with my family on my neck, when I was incarcerated, I lost everybody. I'm the only child. My mother died, grandmother died, grandfather died. Like the people that really cared about me being who I am right now and pushed who I am right now, who you seeing right now, they didn't get to see what you seeing right now. They knew it could be there underneath the surface, but they didn't get to see none of this happen.
Yeah. All the people that you
right,
grew
they
up
died.
with.
They gone. They gone. When I walked out of prison, they weren't right there. They didn't see it. They didn't see me make it.
How do you feel that affects your motivational factor?
It affects me heavily. I get emotional about it because I feel good that I took responsibility for getting myself in that situation, and instead of blaming anybody, I got my head on straight. And even the book, my grandmother told me to keep these poems for myself. I was sending these poems, some of these poems, not these particular poems, but poems to her. And she told me, like, where you getting these poems from? I said, when I write you a letter, at the end, I just make a poem up and I send it to you. So you need to keep them for yourself. That can be a book. I'm like, I'm not gonna write no book. I'm in prison. I ain't thinking about writing. I'm just sending this to you because I love you. You should know you need to keep those for yourself. So I started keeping them for me. And so long, I was writing them and guys knew I was writing them. And one of my buddies challenged me, said, that's a book, man. I give you 7 days to come up with a title. And he didn't talk to me for 7 days. He walked past me when he saw me in the gym and everything. And then one day he said, what's the book title? And I said, With the Ambition. It's the only thing we can keep away from ourselves. It's our ambition. It's the only thing we can wield. So coming home after all that time, 24 years, 9 months and 5 days, my mother wasn't there. My mother died when she was 37. I was only 21. My aunt died. My grandmother, I just thought at least my aunt would be there. She died in 2014, like 7 years before I came home. And that was like, everybody thought she was my mother. So when I came home without them, it affected me because now I feel like I live for them. I tell people all the time, I'm fighting for ghosts, not you. I want ghosts to know it's for them.
So that's really powerful, to be honest. 100%. So With all, like, after you got out, you were sentenced to 60 years, right?
55 years for murder and 5 years for like unrelated like drug cases or whatever like that. But they kind of sentenced. That's how I got out because I still supposed to be in prison, by the way. My original out date was June 17th, 2026.
2026.
Right, but my grandmother, she was present for every court date. Keep in mind, she come from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, born in 1935. She doesn't have that much of an education, but she sat in the courtroom all the time. So when I got sentenced, the last time she came and saw me in the maximum security prison with Alzheimer's, early stage Alzheimer's, said, I spoke to God. And God told me that if you want to do it all the time, you can do it. And as far as that murder case, that's up to you and him. If you want to let you out, that's cool. She said, but that last time, I feel like they did something wrong. You need to pursue that. She don't know nothing about law. This is the year 2001. I pursued that thought relentlessly.
Yeah.
Relentlessly. You hear me? Relentlessly. I'm talking about 2001, she told me I can get out, and I went to every law library. I even got kicked out of a prison because I was in the law library one day and the woman said, my work is telling me that you coming in here looking for a case that doesn't exist. I said, well, if they sentenced me wrong, it got to be in this library. I said, who are you to tell me a library doesn't push hope? That's what books are. Yeah. Books is hope. I was reading books by Khalil Gibran. That's my favorite writer. He's been dead for a million years.
Yeah.
But he inspired me to name my dog Khalil Gibran. You know what I mean? So I know words are power. So I'm sitting there looking for this case year after year. It wasn't until 2012. Yeah, 2012 till I went seven penitentiaries later. Ran into a guy telling my story like, yeah, they sentenced me like this and I feel like it was wrong. And all again, it stands back again for me writing because it was a library and it was a law library. So I would go and study my case on one side and for the next half, I would go and write these poems. So the lady that ran the law library, she used to see me in there animated, doing my poems, and she knew she was finna close the library for 2 weeks for renovation. So she said, we finna close the library 2 weeks for renovation, and I see you in there every day with your poetry and stuff like that. If you wanna come help us, I can't give you nothing. But me, like being a righteous, I can give you a pack of pens. I'm in jail. You gonna give me some jail pens, a journal, and some stuff like that? You done gave me some gold. So I can give you that, and I can get you guys some pizza from Casey's and from the local pizza spot. Bet. So while I'm in there, one of my buddies like, man, that Filipino guy, he know law. So I walk up to anybody. I walk up to him, how you doing, man? My name Anthony, man. Look, man, I've been incarcerated for this long. And I told him what was happening. He said, yeah? Did they say that on the record about your sentence, about the time they credited you? I'm like, yeah. He said, well, you can go home from that. He said, if you can get that record, you can go home. I said, well, how much you want for this? I'm excited. Like, how much you want me to pay you to say? He said, you know those pork packs they got on the commissary, the shredded pork packs? I said, it's $5, like $4.95. I said, yeah, give me one of those. I'll type the paperwork up for you. Now we talking 11 years from when my grandmother told me that I can get out. Now she's passed away at this point, 2009. She succumbed to Alzheimer's. She's gone, right? And I'm still chasing this case. And I put it in, and the guy told me, so I'm gonna go home, so you're gonna have to pursue this on your own. They're gonna deny you at the first level. They're gonna deny you at the appellate level, but the Supreme Court may grant you reprieve. So I'm like, I bet. So now I get kicked out of this facility. I go to another facility, and now I'm still pursuing the case. I'm going to the library. I'm putting it back and forth. They say I win the case in 2016. A judge sends me an affidavit to sign saying, the only way he's gonna pass this case if I sign the affidavit saying that my case can't be used for other inmates. Because he don't want other inmates that have been getting duped for years with their sentences to use my case to come home.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, like, okay, at that point, it's 2016, right? I've been gone for 20 years. Those threats don't matter to me. I'm in jail at this point.
Yeah.
I don't care about you telling me that you're gonna not let me out because the brothers can benefit from this. Well, keep me in it then. So I said, I'm not signing it, right? So they send me a calculation sheet. That's what you get, to let you know when you're going home. The calculation sheet comes back and it says December, some other date, 2025. Not the time I was allotted. I was supposed to get 1,670 days, which will push me to 2022, not 2026. So basically, he just sent the paper back to the same judge saying that he just basically shaved off a year. And because I didn't sign the paper, I should be happy with that.
What?
Now, I'm so upset about it. My homies tell me look, don't mess this up. I think there's still a chance. I got a court-appointed attorney, but me and the guy talk so much, he really want me to win. So I said, listen, please, you and your team, draft some paperwork, send them 1,670 days, tell them when they're supposed to let me out. They sent it to the Supreme Court behind the other judge that tried to shut it down, and the Supreme Court granted it, man.
Man.
And they sent that paper back, said I was coming home November 18th, 2022. But this is where the plot thickens, because I went from 8 years down to 4, right? Now I'm eligible for what is a new facility in Illinois, Kuyuwani Life Skills Reentry Center, where now this is the first time I'm finna see a computer since 1996.
1996?
From 1996, I didn't see a computer, anything, no kind of updated technology until 2018.
That's crazy. That's a long time. So it's like, was it like what was
You're talking
it?
about going from a flip phone, a Motorola flip phone, and then one day they trying to teach you, what is it, Excel? They trying to teach you how to like you try to do your taxes and all this stuff you had never done.
What was it like seeing a computer for the first time?
I mean, I had the last computer I had was an Apple IIe computer. It had a little floppy disk or whatever, like back in the day. So that was the last time I really seen a real computer. It was CD-ROM. You know what I mean? Here it is. I'm in front of a computer on Microsoft Excel trying to learn how to do something at this late in age. It's 2018. I got 3 years before I come home. And I was saying when I went to that facility, it was like programs that you can get time shaved off for getting your degree or working and stuff like that. So I was able to earn other good time. So I didn't go home in 2022. I came home March 30th of 2021. So I got 19 months off for going to school and doing programs and participating and stuff like that.
What was it like, your mindset when you first got sentenced versus when you were released?
Oddly enough, I wasn't hurt when I first got sentenced, actually. When I sat in the courtroom and they say, we sentencing you to 55 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections. At that point, before I even got the sentence, I had already took responsibility personally for getting myself in that situation. That's where it hit different at.
I see.
See, before I even went to trial, I wasn't in jail like, it's your fault, or it's the dude snitched on me. At that point, before I even went to trial, I had already said, damn, I got myself in this situation by joining the gang, looking for some love, and now I'm selling drugs, and now I'm into it with somebody over some drug territory that resulted in somebody losing their life. Who's to blame but me? So I didn't go to trial upset. So when they gave me the 55 years, it was kind of like, I guess that's what comes with the territory. Maybe I can come home.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I went on my first visit with my mother, like not even a day after getting the sentence. And she came and saw me in the county jail, and she just came straight to the window and said, how you gonna do me like this? And I'm like, how you gonna leave me out here? I'm the only child you got. So how you gonna get 55 years and leave your mother out here?
Yeah.
What you on? And that was when it hit me that other people were affected by me getting in. That's what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's different for me between me taking responsibility for it and seeing somebody tell me that I let them down.
Yeah.
And seeing it. And when I saw it, I was like, wow. Because until then, my grandmother always was like, you learn from your own mistakes and you learn from others. She kind of raised me with this whole, oddly enough, this Jesus Christ mentality, like, well, he was 13 or 12 and he left the house or whatever. And I taught you right from wrong. You know to wash your clothes. You know to brush your teeth. You know cleanliness. You know all these different things. Your choices are yours when you're 13. That's how my grandmother operated. Mm-hmm. And that was a real thing. Like, you know right from wrong. You know if I put my hand over this fire to burn. You know if I carry a gun without a license, I can get locked up. You know it at this point. So if you do it and you take part in that, then you got to take responsibility if it don't go the way you think it's going to go.
Yeah.
So when I was incarcerated at that point, I knew I got myself in a situation making these choices. I can't blame nobody for myself. I just got to take it and hope that I can do better.
Yeah.
Hope I can get out of this. Hope this can, hope I can turn it around.
How did that feel coming from your mother, with you being the only child?
Oh man, I cried. That was the first time I cried about being in my situation. I didn't cry about being in the cell. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't, and it's gonna be crazy. I didn't feel like prey. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm an only child, so even since I was like 7 or 8 years old, I had to fight somebody over a basketball game or something in the neighborhood I came from. So I was already like a little, not just like a little pit bull. I would fight my own battle, so I didn't need the gang for that, right? Nothing like that. So for me, I was already my own person. But when I went out there to go and seek this love, I saw it for the wrong reasons and found myself in that situation. But when I first got the sentence and I went in, I didn't think about where I was at. I more so saw who I affected by me being there. If that
I
makes
see what you're
sense.
saying. No, that
and
makes
then when I
perfect
got a chance to see those guys not really maturing, like you see a guy, he like 50-something years old, and all he does is use his profanity. You're around him every day, and you watching him, and all he does is use profanity. He has no other switch. He like you with him every day, and you figure one day I'm gonna see him, and he's gonna say, "Hey, young man, check it out. I got some information for you, man. I saw you doing poetry. He has nothing for you." And I said, "Damn, I don't want to be a gray beard with no knowledge. I don't want to be the person that sat in here this whole time and don't have nothing to offer you. It would behoove me to come home and not have nothing to say to none of you guys."
Yeah.
From my experiences.
I see what you mean.
It's not be able to translate to how I'm translating to you right now. That's what I wanted to be able to do.
Yeah. It's important to be able to pass that.
Like, I used to be in the mirror talking to myself, like having conversations like I'm having right now to make sure that I wasn't becoming institutionalized. So I would have a conversation, "How you doing? My name is Anthony. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm a music manager." I would do that in the mirror, and some guys would walk past and say, "Man, what you in there doing?" And I would lie because I was embarrassed. I said, "Oh, I'm in there rapping. I'm rapping in the mirror," or whatever. But it was years later I got to understand that you got to own who you are and what it is that you're doing. So one day somebody asked me, "Man, what you doing in the mirror? You talking to yourself?" Actually, I'm talking to the future people I'm gonna meet, or my future audience. I'm talking to the people I'm gonna meet in the future.
Yeah.
I'm getting prepared to talk to them because I know how to talk to you already. That's what I used to tell them, you know.